Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because that was a good one. That sounds like marching band. I'm YouTube famous now. Available spring break 2024, the album. Dad, shimmy, shimmy, AF. Rock on, goddess woman. Beast! How are you guys doing today? Okay, I have such an interesting video for you guys today. It's gonna get deep. It's gonna get good. I'm gonna talk about some things I've never talked about before on video. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you. A little excited, but a little nervous. I've looked at some of it, but I haven't looked at all of it. But before I do, I want to give a very special shout out to adamandeve.com for sponsoring yet another video on my channel. I love working with adamandeve.com. They have been sponsoring me for so long, and what I mean by them sponsoring this video is that they pay me to talk about them, so I'm getting paid for the sponsorship, and I greatly appreciate it. I only do sponsorships with companies that I really believe in, and I want you guys to know that that's important to me. I'm not somebody that just takes sponsorships lightly. I read, I research, I look into all of them. I have worked with adamandeve.com for a very long time because I really believe in them. And one of the reasons that I believe in them is because they are a business with a mission. 20% of all of their proceeds go to the fight and prevention of HIV and AIDS around the world, which is something that is very important to me. As you know, I talk about having lost many friends of mine to AIDS years and years ago, and it's something that I really believe in mission towards the prevention of HIV and the education of HIV and AIDS around the world as well. So I really believe in any business that has a mission. And Adam and Eve has all of your intimate pleasures over there. So go buy yourself a gift, go buy your partner a gift, go buy your friend a gift. Hey, I'll tell you, one of the things that people use my code for a lot is bachelor and bachelorette parties, mostly bachelorette parties. And they'll be like, oh my God, Peter, like we used your code and we got this and we got that. And I love that so much. People reach out to me and be like, I've gotten videos where people will be like, look, and they're holding up a you know what. They're like, we got this for a friend for a bachelorette party and she just wanted to say hi. So anyway, couples, singles, you can all over there, go over there, adamandeve.com and use my code. And with my code Peter, you get 50% off your first item, plus free shipping and handling in the United States and Canada. Some exclusions do apply. And 90-day return policy, hassle-free, which means if you get something and you don't want it, you can return it, no questions asked. They also have 24-hour customer service, which means you can pick up the phone and call them anytime if you're confused about something or you have a problem with your order or whatever. All orders come anonymously. They come in a package that does not say Adam and Eve all over it and scream all that kind of stuff, right? And also, I will not know if you use my code or not. It doesn't say, like, I don't get, like, a name like Judy Smith used Peter's code. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. So just so you know, I won't know if you order from my code, but a lot of people let me know that if you want to let me know that you used my code, put it in the comment section below. I appreciate it. But buy yourself a present, buy your partner or friend or anybody a present, right? And my husband and I love to like roll through there and find stuff, and it can always be for a fun time. So anyway, thank you, Adam and Eve, again, for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. All right. So, I got to gear up for this one. First of all, I just want to say, I know it looks, I've said this like now in like 5 videos, right? This is like my 5th pre-filmed video, I think. I just have my review video to do, and then I'm caught up on my pre-filmed videos. Because I know it looks like I'm in my bedroom right now, but I'm actually not in my bedroom. I know. I'm actually in Miami, Florida. We are in Miami, Florida for the 24th Ultra Music Festival. That's right, you heard it here. Next year is the 25th anniversary of Ultra Music Festival. It is supposed to be a big one this year, or next year. But this year, I'm very excited about it because my favorite DJ of life, Nora and Pure, is playing not 1 set, but 2 sets. And I cannot wait to go see her at both sets. So we are in Miami, Florida for Ultra Music Festival, and then we're staying for a couple days afterwards just to relax on the beach and hang out and have some good dinners and things like that and see some friends. We have a lot of friends of ours that live in Miami, Florida. So really excited about that, but I wanted to pre-film a video and put it up over here. And I also wanted to say, I'm probably not going to film a bunch while I'm gone, except for on this channel and my vlog channel. I probably will keep up every day, every other day on my vlog channel. And on this channel, I'm just going to film like when I feel like it. Now, y'all know, sometimes the beauty influencers, the Colleen Ballingers, the James Charles, all them people out there, the Toddy Westbrooks, they just cannot stay silent, okay? While the Jaclyn Hills, the Michaela Nogueiras, they cannot stay silent while I'm on vacation, okay? Y'all know, okay? Some huge drama of the world pops off while I'm on vacation. I already actually have my fan. I'm bringing my trash fan with me because I was like, if you bring your shade fan with you, and then something really pops off, you're going to wish you had your trash fan. So my trash fan is actually right over there getting ready to be packed in my suitcase. But you know, something always pops off when I'm on vacation. Literally, every time I'm on vacation, something pops off. Last year on my birthday was when Colleen Ballinger came out with her ukulele apology video. It's always something. And then the time before that, when we were in Mexico, was when Michaela Nogueira came out against drama channels and Jaclyn Hill backed. It's always something big that comes out. This last year when I was in Mexico, Jaclyn Hill said she was closing her brands. It's always something, okay? It's always something. These people can't stay silent. They see me going on vacation. They're like, this is a perfect time. So, if that happens, I will get on video and I will talk about it. But, otherwise, I don't know. I'll film when I feel like filming. So, just so you know, I just want to let you guys know where I was in case you're like, oh my God, we're so worried about Peter. Where's Peter Monn? I don't know. Where's Peter Monn? Because some people are like, you haven't posted a video in 2 or 3 days. I'm like, I know. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know, if you don't see me for a couple days, I will be back posting on a regular basis when I get back. And I probably will post over here while I'm gone. But anyway, but only probably here and on my vlog channel. Other than that, I will be taking a break. Okay, so I was like, what can I do? I'm nervous about this. I was like, what Q&A can I do over here? Because I wanted to pre-film something, right? So I was like, what Q&A can I do? I need to fix my ring light, or not my ring light. There's no ring light in here. It's just the light from the lamp. My tripod behind the bed. You're stuck into the bed. I was like, what Q&A can I do that's kind of a little bit different than anything I've done over here before? That will be, like, I won't get the same questions I always get, right? And so I put up on Instagram, I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago, I said something like, I can't remember what I put, because my friend Nikki texted me, and she was like, oh, are you scared? And I was like, oh. I said something like, ask whatever questions you want to ask, like, ask the questions you've always been too afraid to ask, is what I said. Ask the questions you've always been too afraid to ask. And, people asked me things that I never got me for. So, I actually didn't get tons of questions for this, which I was kind of surprised about. I had done a Q&A on my channel, about a week before that, and I just asked some questions for drama things, and people asked me some questions, so I'm going to get into those first, and then I will feed into, you know what I just realized? I just did this whole video about The Bachelor, and I think that I deleted the video. That's what happens when you film 14 videos in one day. Okay, because it was on the same memory card, and I think I went in and deleted it. Oh, well, we can refilm that one. Okay, so, speaking of The Bachelor, I do want to say this, because I got in this whole conversation in that video. So, if you're somebody that watches The Bachelor, you know, this last week, they talked about online hate that the women have received. It was all stemming from, like, Rachel talked about it on the reunion show, and she said that she had got, like, Jesse, the host, asked her, like, what's it been like since you've been home? And she started crying, and she's like, I've gotten so much online hate, you know? And she said, this is kind of something that I did want to address, because, you know, this is something I've talked about the last couple months specifically, but it's something I've been living with, like, since I've been on YouTube. And she said, you know, the online hate that I've received, the DMs that I've gotten, the comments that I've gotten from people that, and she called them keyboard warriors. She said people that are sitting behind fake profile pictures and names that, like, they're not putting their real name out there or anything about them, but they're attacking us when we have our name and our families and our stories online. You know, it's, like, really sad. She's like, I'm not used to this. Like, I don't live online. I'm not used to this. And Joey, the Bachelor, is very nice. He's like, you didn't do anything to deserve that. And Jesse's very nice. But it brings up this whole conversation. And Jesse asked the other women, he's like, how many of of you have received online hate, and almost all of them raised their hand, right? And then even Kathy and Susan from The Golden Bachelor that are in the audience, they raised their hands too, you know? And I was thinking about it in context of like reality TV. Like, all the housewives get a lot of hate online, right? And, like, on Vanderpump Rules this season, especially with, like, Ariana and Sandoval, like, if you're Team Ariana, then people are saying horrible things about Sandoval and vice versa. And it's very interesting, like, the RuPaul's Drag Race girls, like, they always get a lot of shit online. A lot, right? And, you know, I was thinking about it in reference to YouTube, because for these people that go on these reality shows, other than people that have been, like, on Vanderpump Rules or The Housewives for years and years and years, somebody that's on, like, RuPaul's Drag Race for the first time, or The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, like, this is their first introduction to being really on mainstream social media. They're not prepared for the negativity and the hate that you get, you know? And I was thinking about it, and I was like, because my first response was, did they not expect that when they got on The Bachelor? And I thought, no, that's not right. That's not okay, right? Like, there's nothing okay about it. And I think what's really sad about that is that I have lived online for, you know, 7.5 years now, sharing my life and sharing stories and sharing my opinions about people, which is really apparently what pisses people off. And I'm really pretty fair about my opinions. I am sharing my opinions about things that people are putting out there online. I am not digging into people's histories. I am not looking online for court records and things like that. I'm not looking at people's family members. Unless they put something out there about it, I am not responding to it, you know? And the hate and the negativity that I have received, especially in the last 6 months since I started talking about it, I just want to make this very clear. I went into 2024 saying that I really didn't want to talk about it a lot because I wanted to focus on the positive, right? Because I criticize people like Jaclyn Hill that focus so much on the negative. But the thing is that there's so much love out there. It's really like 98% of the people that watch me are just so filled with kindness and love and support me. And I just want to say, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be sitting here today because it's just too much. And I really, really appreciate it. The love and the kindness that I receive from people, the generosity, the kind words that have helped me get through things. I'm so grateful for it, and I am so appreciative of it. It means more to me than you will ever know. Honestly, it does. And, you know, I've always been the person, and I think a lot of this has to do with being an addict and an alcoholic in recovery, because this is something that we say in the rooms of recovery, is that I've always been the person that if I'm standing in a room of 100 people, it's that one person that's saying something negative about me that I focus on. You know, and I think it goes back to me having a history of being bullied. I'm 51 years old. Those were fundamental years for me, and we always focus on these fundamental years. Those were my fundamental years, okay? You know, from age 6 all the way to 18, I was horrendously bullied, right? For something that I could not change in myself. And so that is set in me. And then people say, well, just get over it. Why do you talk about being bullied anymore? That is so ingrained in who I am. You know, I shared the story that people were calling me names that I, like, didn't even identify with at that time. They stole my story from me. It wasn't just that they bullied me. It was that they stole my story from me. People to this day are still doing this online. When they're sharing bits and pieces of horrific things that I've gone through, and they don't know the truth, and they're stealing bits and pieces of my story, you know, whether it has to do with my relationship with my husband, or whether it has to do with the accident that I was in, and what they think happened, and whether or not they think that I deserve forgiveness or not. You know, these people out there that dislike me so much over an opinion that I have about somebody, you can see it, because what they'll say is, I liked Peter until he started talking about this person, I'm like, so you hate me so much. You think I'm such a horrific person because of an opinion that I have. You support people, okay, that go to websites and go to Twitter and go to these links to expose very personal pieces of my life. People that have really been intrusive to my personal life, you know? I mean, on every level. And then those people say, that's not true, it's not happening. And I'm like, yes, and you're the ones doing it, and I have the proof to show it, because you put it online. It's literally there for anybody to see it, right? The really sad part of it is, though, that I've been online for so long that at some point you become immune to it. And that's what started to happen to me. Then when I started standing up for myself, I was like, enough. I'm done with this. I'm going to talk about it. Well, the more I talked about it, the more it started to happen. What's interesting to me is I get talked about more than most drama channels out there. My personal life, I mean, I've talked to a lot of drama channels. My personal life is, I mean, it is exposed on and talked about on a level that I don't really understand. When you look at, I think the only other person I see it on that level is Adam McIntyre. And Adam McIntyre is very high profile because of his talking about his experience with Colleen Ballinger. I don't have that experience. That's not my story. That's why a lot of people, because they side with Colleen Ballinger, right? But Dustin Daly, his partner Nick Snyder, Rich Lux, Paige Christie, Sloan, who else out there? Spill Sesh, T-Spill, all those people out there, Angelica Oles. I don't see videos being made about them being talked about regularly and things like that. And I'm like, how did I piss people off so bad? I literally get less views than every channel I just listed. I am the lowest, okay, of the drama channels that is apparently causing the most shit, right? And all of those people I mentioned are colleagues of mine and I have major respect for. I don't want them to get any hate like I'm getting, but what did I do that was so terribly wrong? I watch your videos. I don't really say a whole lot different than they do, I think the sad thing is that I started to get used to it. I started to think that this is just part of what goes along with the territory. If you're going to be online, you're going to get a certain amount of that hate, right? And especially if you're going to have opinions about people. And so I just started accepting it and being like, well, this is just part of what goes along with it. For years, I've had friends of mine in my personal life that are not on YouTube that are like, I don't understand how you can deal with people saying such horrific shit about you, there are still people out there that are saying that I caused the accident and it was because of distracted driving and it was because of this and I was negligent and all this kind of stuff. People are literally saying these horrific things out there. It's defamation, honestly, is what it is. There's a police investigation. You can Google search it. Somebody sent me something the other day that said, this person said, I live in his hometown. Everybody knows that it was distracted driving. It was 100% not distracted driving. I had 2 seizures that day. There was a police investigation that was done by the Fishers Police Department. It is public information. You can Google search it and you can find where the case is closed and they did not press charges. It was a very scary time in my life, okay? I was having medical records done. I was talking to police detectives all the time. And it was a very scary time for me. For people to still 2 years later throw that in my face and say, well, I deserve everything bad coming to me because of this, when literally the family I have talked to and they understand the truth, but total strangers know more truth than all the people that were involved in it. But I'm just supposed to accept it, right? And when I talk about it in a video, people go crazy and they're like, why do you focus on the negativity? Well, I have to ask the question, how do you not focus on the negativity? That's a good question. I've talked about Jaclyn Hill and I've talked about her lipsticks. That was a career choice that she made based on the following that she had. God forbid I make a joke about a hairy lipstick, okay? God forbid I make a joke about Jeffree Star and some piss-ass apology that he makes and then he turns around in a TikTok event and is calling people a bunch of slurs, okay? God forbid I say that, God forbid I respond to anything that these people put out there in the world. But then I have to defend myself about very personal things that I have never even talked about on camera, and most of which are never even true. People sending people here, sending people there. And I'm like, yeah, those things are filled with lies, okay? I am such a simple man living in Indiana that has had, it's baffling to me, right? And I talk to other YouTubers and they're like, I don't get that kind of, hey, I don't understand what it is. I've had a lot of people say, Peter, you're very polarizing. Okay, there's a lot of people that are very polarizing on YouTube. But my opinions and things are not that different. And now I feel like, it's like, I can't say anything anymore, I said something about Joey Graceffa yesterday, and people were like, I got like a couple like DMs from people, and they were like, I feel like you were really unfair to these are people that have followed me for a while. They were like, I feel like you were really unfair to Joey Graceffa. He's going through a really tough time. I don't watch Joey Graceffa's vlogs, okay? The only vlog I've watched of his recently is a life update where he is living in London because he had to leave LA because he just can't handle all the people there. And he said that he is renting his house out. He's not selling his house because this is the worst market in the world in time to sell a house, okay? I was very fair. I talked about his movie, Escape the Night, that was going to be a 60 to 90 minute movie, that because he only raised $156,000, not $500,000, he wasn't going to follow through for the fans. I was defending the fans, right? I just got out of the car with my cousin for Cousin Fun Day. She's a realtor. She's been a realtor for 28 years, okay? I asked her, I said, just for reference, is this a bad real estate market right now? Because I feel like it's really good. I feel like I know like 15 agents, right? And she's like, oh no, it's a seller's market right now. I go, oh, it's a seller's market? She said, yeah. She goes, because there's such low inventory, there's nothing available. So if you have a house that's in good condition, and I said, like in California, she goes, oh, California, the inventory is really, really low. People want to buy there right now. Joey Graceffa got in a vlog and sang some sob story about, and lied about why he can't sell his house. That's coming from a realtor that's been in the field for 28 years. I think she knows a little bit more about the real estate market than Joey Graceffa. She has friends that are agents in California. Joey Graceffa got in a video and lied, okay? And you want me to be sympathetic about that. Joey Graceffa did a fundraiser and wanted to raise $500,000 because he only raised $156,000 for his fans when the man is worth more than $10 million and isn't putting any of his own money into his own project, okay? He's putting out a 20-minute movie that's less than an episode was on the series that YouTube produced. So I'm sorry if you think that I'm not being kind to him for all that. I didn't watch some life update of his where he's going through horrible things. If he's going through horrible things, I feel horrible for him. You know? I was going to make a video on the day that Toddy Westbrook, about her trial, on the day that she came out and announced her dog passed away. I would never make a video about somebody then. Jeffree Star, when his dog passed away, I had a video filmed that I was going to post that day about Jeffree Star, and then he posted that his dog had passed away. I would never do that to somebody. I think through this shit. I am not a keyboard warrior, okay? But if you ever talk about the hate and the negativity that you get, it's like The Bachelor, all these women, they talk about it. And it's like, yeah, nobody should be getting it. But apparently it's okay if Peter Monn gets it. Apparently it's okay, you know, if and people don't want to believe that this is true, but it is. They don't want to believe that my vets are contacted, that my friends are contacted and emailed, okay? That their businesses are emailed, that their employers are emailed, that my physicians, my vets, people that I interact with, boards that I have sat on, have all had emails. They all contact me and let me know the second that it happens. It's all happened. It's all been intrusive. You know, I mean, it's on a level that you don't understand. And so if I ever get in a video and I talk about it, I get a lot of people saying, well, you really should, you're giving them the attention that they want. Okay, well, I don't talk about it, and then it just explodes all over the place and more people are talking about it, you know? It's like somebody made this video about me the other day, and they said, I don't ever get facts right in my video, and I don't do my research. They're literally watching my video. They watch a clip 3 times in this video of me, and in the video clip, you can hear what I say, and they say the complete they contradict what I say, when you can clearly hear what I said in the clip. And then they said this whole thing about it, and the whole comment section is all flooded. And I'm like, you're telling me I don't do my research? You literally didn't even watch the video. You watched this one clip 3 times, and you got it wrong watching the clip 3 times. I watch video. When I do a video on somebody, I watch their videos. I take notes. I've proven that, you know? But that video was actually pretty fair about me. It was pretty nice, you know? I just don't understand what the interest is in Peter Monn. I can tell you right now, there are a lot more interesting people out there. You know, I was talking about the other day about this Sherry Shriner, this documentary that I'm watching, that she's running this whole, you know, this whole cult online, begging people for money and raised $700,000 over 10 years. I hardly ever even push my cameos or my merch or anything. I hardly ever do that. I'm begging people for money, and I'm getting so much hate. Because people say I'm disingenuous. I don't know what mirror you are holding up to your face that you see in me, for those people out there that don't like me. But that's why I went into 2024. But every once in a while, I get a fire lit under my ass, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to talk about this. You know? And when I was watching The Bachelor last night, and they were like, there's nothing right about this. I'm like, why is there anything right about this? And I said this in my video that I did on my reality TV channel, so I'll say it over here. When you stand behind a fake picture and a fake name, or multiple fake pictures and fake names, okay? And you have an opinion about somebody else, that opinion don't mean shit to me, all right? Those people out there that have their face in their names and have opinions about me, I respect them. I have mad respect for them, okay? At least they're standing with their full chest and their full name, and they're having their opinion about me. I respect that. Make fun of me, make parodies about me, have your opinion about me. I'm totally fine with that, right? You know, I don't take any issue with that. have your opinion about me. I have my opinion about a lot of people. But when you hide behind something, no, you're weak is what you are. You're weak and you're pathetic is what you are. And so that's how I feel about it. And that's why I wanted to focus going into 2024 on the positive. But man, it's hard. I'm going to be honest with you. It's hard. And the more I have to deal with it, I feel like it comes up all over the place, you know? I was watching this last night and I thought, I'm going to go into my videos with more intention, you know? I'm going to share what I know. I'm going to respond to what people put out there online, but I'm going to go into my videos with more intention, you know? And I hope that other people out there do the same. And like I said, I have a lot of opinions about people. I don't mind that people have opinions about me. When you put out misinformation out there, that's a completely different story, okay? When you're putting misinformation out there, or you're allowing misinformation to remain, or you're pointing people in directions where there is misinformation out there that says things, for example, that the car accident that I was involved in was because of distracted driving, which is absolutely false, as proven by medical records and a police investigation. It's actually defamation, and you endorsing that is proving that it's defamation. I just want to make that very, very clear. And I'm not fucking around with that. I'm tired of it, okay? And, you know, for a long time, I didn't talk about things to do with the accident and all that kind of stuff because I wanted to respect the families that were involved. And I can still do that, and I can talk about my experience with the accident and the bullshit that I've received behind the ends of people literally attacking me and saying, you got what you deserved, it was karma, blah, blah. It was karma that I was in a car accident, okay? Where people were injured and some man died and I had 2 seizures, all right? And I have to live with that every day, the guilt and the remorse. That was my karma for having an opinion about Trisha fucking Paytas. Get over it, okay? That's disgusting that you would even think that way. If you are that way, you need to unplug your computer, turn off your iPhone, get off the iPad, and unplug, okay? Because that is disgusting that you would even think that somebody deserves karma like that based on an opinion. That's ridiculous to me, okay? This video did not turn into what I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to do these Q&As. Woo! Okay, well, now that I've gone on about that, that's how you know how I really feel, okay? Now I feel cleansed. Woo! I feel cleansed, and I am ready to go. Let's get into these questions. Where am I at on time? I got 27 minutes already. Okay, let's get this. Any true crime documentary recommendations? I'm going to do a whole video about that. Does your dad watch your videos? My dad and my stepmom, they watch my videos from time to time, but not really. And if they do, they watch my vlog. Like, if somebody, like, you know, if somebody tells them, like, oh, Peter told this story about you guys, or I'll send them to them. I'll be like, do you guys remember this when we went to the boat, or we went on this trip? I told this story. I'll send it to them or something like that. But no, they don't watch much of that. What is a goal that you have for 2024? Well, my one goal that I'm not doing very good at today is not focus on the negative, focus on the positive. But listen, you know, I said this on my vlog, and a couple people were like, if you need to talk about it, if that's what's going on in your life, then you need to talk about it. Then talk about it, right? And that's what I felt like I needed to talk about today, so that's what I talked about. I don't know. I'm at the point now where, like, 2-3 years ago, I would have filmed that part and then I would have deleted it and started all over and been like, people don't want to hear that. No, I'm not doing that anymore. Now, if I feel like I need to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. That's called being genuine, okay? That's putting out there what you have to say about the world. You know, like I said, I don't have a problem with people that have their full face, their name, and everything have an opinion about me. I have mad respect for that, in all honesty, you know? I have mad respect for that. What I don't respect is when people want to come and dive into my life and hide behind a picture, and then I have to find out who you are through other sources, and you're somebody with 3 kids and a husband living in the middle of, you know, Minnesota or somewhere, and I'm like, I don't even know who you are. Why the fuck are you bothered with me? That's what's confusing with me, right? Anybody that makes a video about me, I used to say I watched all those videos. I don't anymore. I really don't, you know? People send them to me. Please don't send the videos to me. You know, I saw this one come up the other day, and that was the only reason I watched it, because I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh, this is interesting, right? But I don't really typically watch those videos. It's become too consuming. I know people think that I read the threads. I don't read the threads. I really don't read anything. You know, like, I just don't send it to me. I don't want to see it. I don't watch the videos. I'm just, you know, I know people think that's not true, but I don't, okay? And I'll be honest with you. This is completely me being 100% authentic. The reason that I don't is it's too much for me to read horrible shit about myself and how much people don't like me. I would rather read the comments where people like me. And if you want to call that ass kissing, I think we all like our ass kissed from time to time. I don't want to read about a bunch of people that hate me. That's not why I make videos. You know what I mean? So no, I don't typically watch his videos, and I don't typically watch that. I watched that one because I was kind of interested. I was like, I want to see what this person's take was. And like I said, they were very kind to me. You know, they got some things wrong, but they were very kind to me, you know? And I don't have a problem with people having opinions and things about me out there. I have opinions about a lot of people. But if you're going to have an opinion about somebody, at least share who you are. This is going to stop. Hold on. It stopped before I could even reach up to the camera. You know, I think it's weak when you hide behind, like what Rachel said on The Bachelor, when you're a keyboard warrior, you know? I think that's weak to hide behind that. Come out with your full chest. If you really believe in your opinion, that's what you'll do. You know, my mom taught me years and years and years ago, don't value the opinion of someone you don't value to begin with. You know, there's a lot of people out there that have opinions about me that I don't value. There's probably a lot of people out there that I have opinions about and they don't value me, and that's totally fine, right? It's hard to value the opinion of someone you don't even know who they are because they're hiding behind so many fake profile accounts, right? You know, and then you go in and you find out how bigoted and racist and transphobic they are, and you go, why do you even give a shit what this person thinks? Like, they are literally some of the nastiest people in the entire world, and you give a shit what they think about your lived experience. They don't even know you. They don't even know your lived experience, right? But that's what your head is telling you. Your heart's telling you something else, especially when you've lived your entire life with people saying horrific shit about you. And like I said, you know, whenever I say this on a vlog, people are like, you're just giving them what you want when you talk about it. Well, I know. As soon as I make this video and I post it, they'll come out and they're going to live for this, right? They live for this. But I'm not going to stay silent. Because, to be honest with you, the people that don't like me, they talk about me whether I address it. They talk about me whether I don't address it. So it doesn't really matter. But this, I mean, this is like a buffet for them. They will live for this all day long, right? Because they feed on the negativity. Feed on it, baby. Choke on it. I hope you do. I hope you choke on this all day long, okay? With your sad, pathetic life that you literally live online behind fake accounts 24 hours a day because you're so miserable in your own life that you have to put that off on somebody else. Baby, hold that mirror up to yourself, okay? I'm not going to get on Jaclyn Hill and be like, oh, I love my haters. I don't love my haters. I think they're evil, horrible, miserable people, okay? I feel for them. I feel for them that they are such sad, pathetic people that they can't find happiness in their own life, that they have to be destructive to other people's lives, okay? I respond to what is put out there. There's a lot of people that I used to talk about that I don't talk about that much anymore because I don't see that they're putting a lot of bullshit out there in the world, you know? There's a lot of people out there. When you have to look and find for the bullshit, I don't do that on this channel. When it happens, I respond to it. I'm not looking up and doing videos on things that people did 10 years ago. You don't find those videos on my channels anymore, right? You know? Anyway, okay, let's get to the next question. So my goal for this year is to focus on the positive. So hopefully after this video, I'll be able to do that. Let's just get to the truth. This is the truth today, right? I need a good thumbnail. I always usually do this on my other channels, but I don't do this. Like, what's a good thumbnail for this? I don't even know what a good thumbnail is. People think it's a rant video if I do that. Where is this at? I don't know, the 2-minute, 53-second mark. My other goal for this year is staying in the present moment, which is like while I'm on vacation. I know you guys are like, Peter is so heated in this video, but I literally will turn off this video and I'll be like, oh my God, that felt so good to get off of my chest. It did. It felt so good, you know? So anyway, okay. It's like when I go to a meeting and I share like what I'm going through because I'm such a believer. And I think this is one thing I haven't done on YouTube for a long time is live out loud. Like in recovery, we talk about living out loud. And that's like telling where you're at in your life. And I'll go to a meeting and like I live out loud and I'm like, this is what I'm going through. And I cry or I laugh or whatever, right? Or make fun of myself sometimes or whatever I'm going through at that moment. And, you know, and then I get done and I like walk out. And I'm like, God, I feel so good, you know? It's like confession, kind of. Okay, what reality show would you do? I was just talking about this in a video the other day. Did I already do these questions? I don't want to do Big Brother because I don't want to be gone for that long. My cousin Caroline really wants to audition for The Amazing Race. I don't know that I could do everything on there, but I would do The Amazing Race with Caroline. I could probably do Survivor because it's 26 days, but sharks in the ocean. So I don't know. I would love to be a housewife. I definitely would love to be a housewife. Are you planning another girls trip and or cabin trip this summer? Cabin trip? When was the last time I went to a cabin trip? I'm like, did I go on a cabin trip recently and I don't remember it? The girls' trip to visit my book club partner Mel in Arizona. We're not sure if that's going to happen because Nikki and I are trying to go to BravoCon this year. So we're not really sure how that's going to happen. Favorite beauty influencer. My favorite beauty influencer of life. I feel like that's such a dangerous thing to say. Do you know what's going to sound so strange about this when I say this? You know, like, I'm bored of Jeffree Star, okay? I'm bored of his shenanigans, and I feel like he really never proves that he's... I mean, the reason why people talk about the stuff of his past is because it's still relevant today, because he's still doing those things today, and he just can't stop. Toddy Westbrook, I'm very bored of. James Charles is so problematic. You know, I don't feel like there's really... I mean, there's beauty... Elle Leary, artist, but I don't know that I would necessarily consider her a beauty influencer. Robbie DeChristie, I still hold out hope for, but she's not really doing a lot of beauty influencer stuff anymore. Well, either is Jaclyn Hill. But I have to tell you, out of everybody, and this is probably why I talk about her so much, the person that I am, like, the most intrigued with their life is Jaclyn Hill. I don't know why, you know? There's a lot that Jaclyn Hill does wrong, as far as, like, disclosures and things like that. But there's a lot, I think, that Jaclyn Hill does that, you know, that I like. I like her journey of trying to improve herself and stuff like that. I relate a lot to things. Jaclyn Hill, when I watch her, I feel like I'm watching it, like, this is going to sound so crazy, but I feel like I'm watching, like, a little sister or something like that sometimes. I don't know. I mean, and compared to the rest of them, I don't feel like Jaclyn Hill, even though she follows Colleen Ballinger and James Charles, there's that. But other than that, I don't feel like who's somebody that I really like in the beauty space? Well, the Welsh brothers, I like them a lot, yeah. Wayne Goss, I like, yeah, I like them a lot. I'm trying to think of, I feel like there's somebody that I'm not thinking of that I really like. Well, I don't follow any of the people online anymore. Well, I don't know if I do on Twitter, but I unfollow most of them on Twitter. On Instagram, I don't follow any of them anymore. Who's somebody that I really like, that I watch? I don't know. Anyway, I feel like they're all just... it's not even that I think they're that problematic. It's just that most of them are boring. What do you love most about Alex? Two things. That he challenges me to be a better person. He's constantly challenging me. Like, if I say I'm going to write a book, he's like, write it. Let's get going on it, you know? And I just love our humor together. We just have stupid fun together. Just stupid fun. Where's my battery on this? Oh, it's at the halfway mark. Favorite thriller book ever? The favorite thriller that I've read recently was the Reese's book for January, First Lie Wins. That's probably my favorite one so far. But I'm reading a thriller for Peter's Book Club, which was announced on my BookTube channel for April, if you want to know that. Okay, let's get to the biggest... I don't like cat... People already know this. Okay, let's get to the harder questions. When writing a book, what's your writing process? That's a question that you're scared to ask. That's a sweet question. Well, I'll talk about that on my BookTube channel. How's your day going? My day is going good. I just have a lot. I'm pre-filming a lot of videos with Cousin Caroline, things like that. Somebody said, are you a sponsor for somebody in recovery? Thanks for all your videos and pearls of wisdom. Oh, you're so sweet. I do not talk about sponsorship on my channel. I talk about my sponsor. I think I slipped one time and said her name, and people were like, oh my God, Peter said his sponsor's name. My sponsor said she would full on get in a video with me and say her first and last name. She's not shy. She is very real about her recovery. I'm the one that is keeping my sponsor from being in videos with me. I can talk about my relationship with my sponsor, and I can talk about the step work that I do. It is not my place to talk about my relationship as a sponsor to somebody else in recovery, to share about that relationship, to talk about anything to do with it. That's one thing that I have never done on my channels, and I never will. Yes, I sponsor people in recovery. It's part of working a 12-step program. Anybody after, you know, well, we suggest a year of sobriety time, typically sponsors people. It's, yes, so... That's another thing the haters love to say. Peter has no business sponsoring anybody. How do you know anything about the condition of my recovery or my spiritual foundation to even say that from what you see on a video online? Like, that is so disgusting that you would say that to another human being, that you would even judge somebody for getting sober and attempting to better their life. Like, that is such, for me, like, that's where when somebody comes and says something like that, or says like, oh, is Peter's marriage in trouble? We've been together for 15 years. If our marriage was in trouble the way that it was when we entered marriage counseling, which somebody on here asked, like, what were the reasons why you guys entered marriage counseling? Numerous. Our marriage was done. It was over. We didn't communicate. We didn't talk. We weren't intimate. It was problems. Our marriage was horrible. Why would I get on video like that if we were in such a disastrous marriage? My husband's not in my videos very often. We'll do a couples video probably while we're on vacation. My husband's not in my videos a lot. I mean, it's not like he's benefiting, you know, from being in my video. He doesn't have his own channels and things like that, right? So, like, we're not a couple that has to stay together for YouTube. Like a lot of couples do. A lot of couples stay together for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and things like that. Okay, they come out, they break up afterwards, and they say, well, we felt like we had to stay together for the internet. Trust me, okay? That's not me, and I can tell you, my husband, 100%, that ain't him, okay? He is never in a video unless he wants to be in a video. So, I don't know why people ever go there. If we were having problems, I would get on video and say, we're having problems. Things are not good. I would prepare my audience to know where things are going. I have 100% always been forthright about my marriage because I wanted other people to know out there that marriage relationships are not easy. It's not what you see online with, hi, we're so in love. They're tough. They're highs and they are lows, okay? But at the end of the day, what gets you through it is a smile across the room, a hug on a tough day, or pulling the blanket up over the person that you love. That's what a relationship is. If you think it's the dancing off into the sunset fairy tale bullshit, it's not. I wish it was. And yes, there are days that are like that. There are days that are so good that will forever be in my memory book of history. And there are days that are so bad that I wish I could forget. But I remember them forever, right? But when people say that stuff, I'm like, what basis, in fact, whatsoever do you have that, like, my husband's getting ready to leave me? The fact that you would put that out there in the world gives you no credibility whatsoever. Like, you're literally a disgusting human being, right? I don't often speculate on people's relationships unless they put that out there in themselves, you know? If I said in a video, my husband and I are going through a really tough time, then I think that warrants people talking about it. I haven't said that. I've talked about relationships and marriage. I went through a whole, if somebody said, you never talk about your therapy sessions, why should Jaclyn Hill? I got on a video and I talked about everything I ever talk about in my therapy sessions. Nobody comments on that, right? When I address it. People ask me for something, I do it, they don't address it, right? Ask me if I'm angry. Have you watched the Dad Challenge podcast of the Shane Dawson Exposed? But no, I have not watched it, but a lot of people have sent that to me. Top 3 housewife franchises. In this order: Atlanta, Salt Lake City, and the New York. Okay. I don't understand some of these questions. How much does therapy cost, or some discount around insurance, blah, blah, blah. Our therapy sessions are $100 a session. Our insurance, he's not in our network, so we pay for that out of pocket. There are a lot of therapists that are on a sliding fee scale, which means depending on what you make, they'll slide down to that scale. A lot of insurances take therapists if they're in your network and things like that. One of the things that I suggest is, and no, this is not sponsored, it's not like BetterHelp. It is what I tell all my friends in my personal life to look up to. There's a website, it's called psychologytoday.com. You can literally put in the top of it, it says find a therapist. You can put your zip code in and it'll pull up therapists in your area. On there, it'll say if they have a sliding fee scale. It's where I found all of our therapists, all of my personal therapists. It's where you can put in there like their specialties. You can see their, all that information on there. So you can see if they have a sliding fee, how much they cost, if they take insurance, what networks they're in, things like that. Let's see. When did you know you were gay? Much love to you. My favorite drama channel. Oh, God. I don't know. Like, I feel like my story changes so many times because I don't really remember. I mean, like, I remember having crushes on girls. It's so funny. I have this, like, diary down in my basement, and it says, like, today I'm in love with Denise, but yesterday I was in love with Christy, and she was my girlfriend. And Christy is, like, one of my cousin's best friends today, which is so funny because, like, she met her not knowing that we grew up together. We went to school all 12 years together, and I have that diary down in my basement to this day. So, like, when I was younger, but I can remember also, like, having lots of crushes on guys and coaches and things like that, and through the years, like, definitely I would say definitely, well, 6th grade, I had a girlfriend. I would say by the end of that was the summer before 6th grade. Or was it the summer after? No, it was the summer before. I would say definitely by the end of 6th grade. Well, so many people were calling me gay that it was like, I could not question it. You know what I mean? And so I think that was part of it. But I think really by the end of 6th grade was when I was like, yeah, I'm gay. Like, this is a thing for me, you know? And I just really wasn't willing to accept it. I was terrified of it. What happened to the census lady? I don't know. I'd like to know. I haven't seen her. People always ask me why I haven't done updates on her. Well, she shows up, I'll do an update on her. Let's see. Do you have any tips on how to deal with a midlife crisis? Just keep on trucking and find somebody professional to talk to. That's what helped me. How has your back been feeling lately? It's better. It's much better. It comes and goes. Why do you wear the same hat every day when you have a big collection? I do have a big collection of hats. Okay, so this hat fits me the best. I don't know, I just keep it on the table downstairs. I actually don't wear this hat every single day when I go out. I have like 2 or 3 Gorin Brothers hats. I have this one, I actually have a cotton one of this one. I got this hat from Imogene and Willie, which I showed that haul on my Peter Does Stuff channel. I'm taking one of those hats to Florida. I wear hats interchangeably. On this channel, I think it's just because this hat fits me the best, which is why I feel the most comfortable in it, which is why I wear that one. But maybe I need to start switching up the hats, so thanks for asking that. Are you ever going to make a video on Dustin, Nick, and Jen Gerard? Is she still acting up? I don't know if she's still acting up or not. That's a video that I'm saving to make at a time that I feel like, you know, I have a very small part of that story. I'm just a very small part of that story. I 100% support Nick and Dustin, 100%. If you knew the behind the scenes, if you knew what I knew before the events even occurred and everything like that, you would see it the same way. I'm just going to say that. And she can say whatever she wants to say. I've got the factual evidence in my phone. So, of my experience and interactions with her. So, until I feel like I need to come out and address that, I won't. But my support is with Nick and Dustin in that whole situation. I just want to make that 100% clear. And I think most people's would be too, if you saw it that way. Thoughts on being an only child, wondering if, okay, when I was younger, I hated being an only child. I really wanted siblings. I was jealous of people that had siblings. As I've gotten older, the decision-making process with my mom's health and my relationship with my dad and my stepmom and things like that, it's been much easier, I think, compared to seeing my friends that have siblings and that person helps, they don't help, everybody's involved, nobody's involved. It's much easier being an only child. My cousin Caroline's an only child too, so it's very easy. Plus, I now have 2 brother-in-laws and 2 sister-in-laws, so I feel like I have that extended family as well, you know, so that's really nice. But I love being an only child. I had such amazing relationships with my parents, you know, even though I talk a lot about my mother being an active alcoholic when I was growing up, but there were so many good times too, you know, there were so many fantastic times. My mom did the best that she could in her active addiction. She absolutely 100% did the best that she could, and I don't fault her for being an alcoholic. I don't hate her for that. I also got to see her get sober, and she got sober 6 months after I did, and so we had a lot of deep conversations. I think had that not happened, I might feel differently about that. Somebody asked me if I'm resentful about my parents about certain things. I think only that would be anything that came up. But after many conversations, getting to see her be sober, I was able to see my mom in a different light. And so I'm so forever grateful for that, you know? But yeah, I mean, I had such amazing relationships with my mom and my dad and my stepmom, you know, on a very individual basis as being an only child. I remember my stepmom sitting to me and saying, you know, I'm not your mother and I'm not your friend, but I'm something completely separate that nobody else can be. And I'm your step-parent. I'm your stepmother. And nobody else in the world can be that. And I thought that was such a cool way to explain it. She never stepped on the toes of my mother. She never tried to be my mother. But I also knew to respect her and that was her place at their home and things like that. And she and I have always had a very unique relationship with that. And somebody else in here asked me about my relationship with my stepmother. And, she was very supportive of me getting sober, huge part of it, went to family groups and things like that. I wouldn't be here today sober if it wasn't for her. I think she was a big part of pushing my dad into setting boundaries and things like that. And I'm very thankful for her. My stepmom has just been amazing, you know, through the years. And I had such individual relationships with my mom, my dad, and my stepmom, and I think that was because I was an only child, you know? So I'm grateful for that. But it was very lonely a lot growing up when I was a kid. Is Alex bi? No, my husband is not bisexual, but he has had sex with women. He had 2 girlfriends in high school. I think my husband, like, every year in high school went to, like, 3 homecomings, 3 proms. He had a girlfriend. I actually met her. We were at the movie theater, like, our 2nd year dating, and he was like, you want to meet my high school girlfriend? And I knew that he had had sex with her because we talked about it. Not like he didn't have, like, it wasn't like 50 times. Not that it would really matter. I'm a golden star, which means I've never had sex with a woman. I just heard the other day that, like, if you're gay and you've never had sex with a woman and you're born cesarean, you're called, like, a platinum star or something. I wasn't, though. So, but I'm a golden star. I've never had sex with a woman. But I did have a girlfriend in high school and after high school, and she came out, she was a year behind me, and she came out in college, and she's been out, I think, with the same person now for 33 years or something like that. But anyway, it's kind of funny how we find each other. But I met my husband's high school girlfriend. She was very sweet. She was very nice. And I said something to her. I was like, did you know Alex? She's like, I knew he was gay back then. My husband was a dancer for the Fever, the Indianapolis Fever, the women's basketball team. That was his high school job. Let's see. An unfavorites video. That would be good. Would you and Alex ever get a cat? No, we would never. He's horribly allergic to it. I'm a little bit allergic to it, and I just don't like cats. Oh my God, my battery died. I had to go downstairs and get another battery. My battery was so hot, you guys. It's so hot. But one good thing came out of it, because I went and checked and on my camera, and I was like, did I delete the Bachelor video? And I was, oh my God, now I'm just like, did I just delete the last part of this video? I don't think I did. But the Bachelor video is still up there, so I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't delete it. So, okay, let's get into some more of these questions that people are asking me. Do you get, I got asked this question and it wasn't the same person, it was by several people, were asking me, do you get annoyed by cousin Caroline? You talk differently about her. Caroline and I are like brother and sister. We're 3 years apart, almost like, I mean, her birthday's in August, mine's in June. We're 3 years apart. We grew up in our younger years very, very close. My mom and I would go stay over there a lot on weekends. I think I was like probably the annoying little brother to her. I always wanted to play with like the Fisher-Price people and stuff like that. And that's like one of my fondest memories from my childhood is Caroline had all these Fisher-Price people, and I had all these Fisher-Price people in houses, and I would always take them over there, and she would take them over there. And when we were little, we would like, I would pick a person, she would pick a person. We would go through all the people, then the houses, then the cars, then the furniture, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But as she got older, you know, she was 3 years older than me, so she wanted to start hanging out with her friends. And so, you know, it was hard for me, I think. And then when she was in high school, I knew like all of her girlfriends and stuff, because I was in junior high, and we were still going over there on weekends and staying there for like the whole weekend when I was with my mom. So I knew all of her high school friends and stuff like that. And I loved them and I adored them. I looked up to her. I idolized Caroline when, you know, she was in high school. When she left to go to college and all that kind of stuff, we were disconnected. We would only see each other on holidays. And then after that, when I went to college and then I got sober, it was like there was a period of about 6 years. We were still close. We saw each other on holidays, but we didn't talk and stuff like that. We really got close like after my mom died, and even closer after her mom passed away. And we've always been close, but like really, really close. Caroline and I are like really, really close. And I don't know how I talk about her that comes across as maybe I'm annoyed. I mean, we joke with each other a lot. We're very, like, sarcastic to each other. I adore Caroline. I don't know what I would do without her. Caroline has literally shook me to all my doctor's appointments early on because there were only, like, Alex could only take off so much work. And so ones that he couldn't take me to, I mean, Caroline was picking me up for doctor's appointments 3-4 times a week. She made a commitment to pick me up for once a week to run around on errands. We call it Cousin Fun Day. We just did that today. And she said that she'll do that for the rest of her life. For those of you that don't know, I didn't feel, after the accident and processing this in therapy, there were a lot of different reasons, but I made the decision to never drive again because I just didn't feel like there was a lot that I could do to take away, and the family knows this because when I talked to them, I told them this as well, that I didn't feel like there were a lot of things that I could do to relieve their pain. I mean, it had happened. There wasn't anything to do, but that was one positive thing that I could do, was to never have to have them worry that I was going to get in a car behind a wheel again and drive. And so, which people, you know, they throw that up in my face too. They're like, well, you got in a car and you knew. I hadn't had a seizure in 23 years. I was approved by my doctor, had been approved by my doctor for 23 years to drive. When I initially had a seizure 23 years before that, no, I couldn't drive. And I've talked about that in videos, but people always forget about that, right? There was, I think it was 6 months that I couldn't drive. And then I was approved to drive by my doctors and the state of Indiana. I know this is hard to believe, but epileptics do drive. I drove for 23 years without incident. And there are a lot of epileptics that drive. It was a medical emergency. I wish I could take it back. I wish I could do something different. To throw that up in my face, it's something that I did not leave that. If I could leave that morning and do it all over again and never have left my house, If I knew that that was going to happen, I would never have ever gotten in a car. Are you kidding me? Like, why? I don't understand why people think that I'm that ruthless that I would do that just with the intention, like, you got in a car knowing what you were going to do. I mean, then what you were saying was that I was wanting to take my own life too, because I almost died. I had a brain bleed that was so serious that I didn't even talk about the seriousness of it online, you know? And it's unbelievable to me that people throw that in my face. I feel like the hell that I live with on a daily basis, you know, and talking to the family and them saying, you need to move on with your life. You need to live your best life, you know? Like, it's still such a struggle for me. And I feel so bad for them every single day, you know? I have so much remorse and guilt. To throw that up in somebody's face is just, it's unbelievable to me. I don't even know what I was saying before that. But no, Caroline, and she knows, and she was a part of that decision, as was my husband, and I talked to, you know, Tanya, my therapist, and my sponsor, and they were all a big part of that decision. And, you know, it was for many different reasons, but that was the main one. And so Caroline, you know, at one point, like 6 months, I said, she knew I made that decision, and I said, well, you know, you don't have to pick me up. Like, you don't have to do this all the time. She goes, this is for the rest of our lives. Like, I've made this commitment. Caroline has made the commitment to pick me up once a week for the rest of my life and take me anywhere I want to go and out to brunch and shopping. And I'm so grateful. I don't get to leave the house that often, you know? And I'm forever grateful for that. You know, people are like, take an Uber, do this, do that. You know, I take a lot of Ubers. You know, when you depend on that, it's not fun to take an Uber and go to the mall and just walk around by yourself. And so people are like, you can get out of the house, you can take an Uber. You don't know it until you live it. Until you're stuck at home all day long, you have no idea what that's like. And when it's a choice you've made, because you feel like it's one of the only good things that you can give back, it's even harder, you know? So anyway, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that are stuck at home and they don't have that choice. And I feel for you every day. Trust me, I do. I think about you a lot. Sometimes, or somebody said, do you sometimes feel obligated to be so open about the accident? I don't really know what to do with it. For a long time, I never talked about it online because I was trying to be protective of the people that were involved. And then me finally breaking down and talking about how difficult it was in the vlog is what led me to be able to have the conversation with his mother, which, you know, this is another thing. As soon as I talk about it in a video, people will say, the people that don't like me, you're using this for views. I have never in my life ever not asked for something to happen that had such traumatic, horrific results in so many other people's lives that people want to use against me and weaponize. I mean, you hate me that much, that deep, right? And so me not talking about it, and they were very thankful, you know, that I was really protective of them and, you know, all this kind of stuff. But me finally talking about it in my vlog was how they knew that, because somebody had sent that vlog to me, or to them, and they'd never seen me speak about it in that way before, the remorse and the guilt. And so that was really what opened the conversation. I don't really know what to do about it. I'll be honest with you, after the, you know, the last anniversary and how much I was struggling with it, and now having talked to the family and stuff like that, I'm in a place where I'm going to talk about the accident when I talk about the accident. You know, his mother said it to me, my therapist has said it to me, my sponsor said it to me, my husband said it to me. It's not something, it happened to me too. And it's part of my life experience, it's part of my story. I don't know if people have questions about it. I mean, there's really not a whole lot that I haven't said about it. I don't know what to be open about it. I think people think that I'm hiding. I mean, I don't know what to say, you know, about it. Do I feel obligated to be open about it? I felt obligated to be protective of them because I didn't feel like they had a right to be brought into it when they never asked to be online. When people would post the names and when people would post obituaries and things like, I think that's disgusting. Those people never asked to be involved in this just because of this random situation that caused such horror to their lives. They never asked for that, okay? Yeah, I am painting a picture of how horrific these haters are. And they send people over to this. Have you seen what it says about Peter over here? Have you seen about what it says about Peter over here? That my marriage is failing, that I lied in this vlog about that I was in this horrible accident, speculating about that, speculating about... I mean, people threw up literally court documents saying that I was being sued for wrongful death suits. I'm like, you're so stupid you didn't even read the paperwork. They're insurance claims, okay? That are common in any accident. Do you not fucking know that? And you're throwing it up and going, oh, Peter's posting videos left and right to try to make money to pay off this wrongful death lawsuit. They're insurance claims. You look like an idiot is what you do. You're willing to use anything, okay? You're willing to use the worst day of my life and other people's lives, okay, against me because you hate me on such a deep level, you need help. You need to find a therapist and you need to find a fucking hobby. Find some crochet needles and get at it and make an Afghan, okay? You're sick. You need help. Seriously. I'm not Regina George, okay? But you are obsessed with somebody that you have never even met. I mean, it's weird to me, you guys. I've had some weird opinions about public figures out there, okay? I haven't said enough that I deserve that. No, I don't. And then they say, oh, he's not being stalked. What the fuck do you call that? Seriously? What do you call that? Those websites that you point people to, they're the people that are going in and being intrusive to my life, calling my doctor's offices. The information's on those places that you're sending people to. You know, when you're allowing comments in your comment sections or in a thread on Twitter to say, oh, yeah, you're letting this comment. I would never let a comment stay on my video of mine like that, okay? Where it says, oh, it was distracted driving. Everybody in town knows that. Everybody in town knows that it was not distracted driving, that it was absolutely a medical emergency. It was a breakthrough seizure, okay? My neurologist is the up-known neurologist in Indianapolis. #1 at his game. I've seen him ever since I got diagnosed with epilepsy, all right? So I guess you're disagreeing because you're somebody out there with a fake name and 25 fake profiles. You know more than the leading neurologist in the Midwest, the police detective of the Fishers, and everybody else that was in this situation. You know more to throw that in my face because you hate me so much? You're sick. You need to find some love in your life, you know? Like, it's weird to me. It's weird. So I feel like this video is like going in, So do I feel obligated to talk about it? I'm going to talk about it when I want to talk about it anymore. This is another moment where I'm like, well, maybe I should delete this. No, this is my truth. This is my truth. So I'm going to talk about it, you know? Somebody said, why do you really hate Jeffree Star? You pick on him a lot, especially for not having friends. I don't hate Jeffree Star. Okay, Jeffree Star is somebody, let's make this clear. First of all, I don't have an emotional attachment to Jeffree Star. I don't have emotional attachment to most of these people, okay? I don't get offline and go, I don't even know the last Jeffree Star, people send me TikToks of him all the time. I don't watch them. I don't know the last time I watched a Jeffree Star TikTok, a video. I couldn't even tell you the last video or TikTok. I couldn't tell you the last battle. I don't know shit about Jeffree Star. Somebody sent me a message and they said, Rich Lux talked about Jeffree Star getting married. I didn't even look into it. That's how little I care about him, okay? You know, the opposite of love is indifference. The opposite of love and hate is indifference. I'm indifferent to Jeffree Star. As an opinion, as a drama channel on a public figure, I think he's proven that he hasn't changed. It's not about hate, okay? I think it's people that have hate in their heart that have those kind of opinions. It's weird. I don't have any hate towards Jeffree Star. I wish him all the best in the world. Mostly, I hope that he changes for the better, because the more you change for the better, the more you enjoy your life. And I've said that in numerous videos. About him not having friends, when you sit at home all day long and you're consumed with being on TikTok battles and cussing at people and buying all this stuff to stay relevant, I've said this in other videos, this is not me coming for Jeffree Star, okay? If I had the money and the opportunity that Jeffree Star had, and private jets and all this kind of stuff, I'd be living my life, all right? I'd be living my life. I film for 3 hours a day, and I go live my fucking life, all right? I'm not TikTok battling people 4 or 5 hours. I'm not doing that stuff, okay? I'm not Jason Nash being on a line 8 hours a day. Trust me, I can tell you right now, I'd be going and getting a job and interacting with people out in the world before I'd be on TikTok begging for money 8 hours a day. Period, in a story. You want my real opinion? This is what I really think, okay? It makes me sad when Jeffree Star has literally come for First of all, people want to say that I'm saying something mean about Jeffree Star not having friends. You want to go do a history lesson on how Jeffree Star is called Manny MUA, Laura Lee, Nikita Dragon, all these Gabriel Zamora, all these bad friends? That he has said horrific shit about all of them and why they're horrible friends. The reason that Jeffree Star doesn't have many friends is because Jeffree Star is the common denominator. He showed that on YouTube in the beauty influencer place. A lot of people out there, fans, did not want to believe that. He's showing that again on TikTok. At these events he's going to, cussing people out, using horrific slurs and things like that, right? I don't respect Jeffree Star. Do I love him? Do I hate him? No. I just don't respect him. There's a difference, you know? So, okay. Here's another one. Does Caroline, your cousin, annoy you? No, I love her. Let's see. Somebody said, oh, your sobriety inspires me every day. Oh, thank you so much. Coming from a sober sister, have you ever been close to relapse? Probably in early recovery. I think there became a point. You know, in recovery, we say the desire to drink will be lifted from us. I'm not sure that's ever true. Like, every once in a while, like, a drink looks good to me, but I play the tape through in my head. Like, I'll think, oh, a glass of wine looks good, or a Jack and Coke, and now there's so many specialty drinks when you go places, I think, oh, that kind of looks like fun, but I have to play it through. I'm not an alcoholic because I like the look of one drink or the taste of one drink. Like, a beer sounds real good to me. Like, I was a big beer drinker. I love beer. And now with the new IPAs or IPLs or IPUs or whatever they're called, the most unique you could get back in the day was St. Pauli Girl Heineken or Red Stripe, okay? So those, that wasn't around. But, like, I play the tape through. Like, it's not about that drink to me, right? It's about one is too many and 1,000's never enough. Like, I'm going to have that one sip of that one drink, and my life's going to be over after that. Because then it's going to be like, well, you didn't have this, and you didn't have that, and you didn't have this, Do you think the pool will open early this year? Oh my God, I hope so. We're like 70, I think I said yesterday 76. So we're like 75 days away from the pool opening. Let's look and see. Where's the pool? Here it is. Countdown to the pool. 71 days. I hope it does. I think it opened early last year. So hopefully this year it will open early. Okay, questions. Let me get back into these. Moose or deer every day of the week. Do you have a play button from YouTube? I do. It's downstairs in my picture, next to my pictures of it's underneath the picture of the woman with the butt. Are you scared of changing? I have been in my life. I think today I invite it more, and it's exciting to me because I look at life in a different way. Will you one day rescue senior dogs? Yes, I believe that I will at one point. I don't know when, but I believe that I will. How difficult was it sharing your past with your husband when you all first met? I'm assuming you mean about my addiction. It wasn't really that hard at all. It's like I share it with people that I meet all the time. I mean, my sobriety is such a huge part of who I am that it's something that I kind of lead with in my life and talk a lot about. I mean, it's everywhere in my life. I don't have any tattoos. Somebody said, just want to tell you that talking about social anxiety has helped me so much. Oh, you're so sweet. Loofah or face cloth? Loofah all day long. My husband's face cloth, though. Was your home gifted to you so you don't have a mortgage? No, my house was not gifted to me. My mom passed away. There was still money left on the mortgage. I paid it off over a period of time. I think I've shared this in some vlogs, but I'm not sure. I paid it off over a period of time. I can't remember how much was left over it, but I had it paid off by like a year or two. And then I took out a cash loan on the mortgage so basically like another mortgage on the house after I paid it off completely to pay off credit card debt. I've talked a lot about debt and getting rid of debt and stuff like that on my vlog. I talk a lot about that over there. And then I snowballed my debt because I listened and read the books of Dave Ramsey and all that kind of stuff. Snowballed my debt and got it paid off. And then also paid off our mortgage. And that was, I think, I can't remember. It was like this, it was in December of like 3 years ago. It was before the accident, and honestly it was one of the greatest days of my life. I worked very, very hard, and so did Alex and I, to pay off the condo and own it outright. And I can tell you that my first thing wasn't like, woo, I own a home. I mean, our condo is 1,200 square feet. It's not like a 5,000 square foot house, but my first feeling was, now that we own our home, that means that nobody, ourselves and nobody that we know, will ever be homeless. And it was such a powerful moment, to know that if we ever know anybody out there that doesn't have a place to stay, they always have a place to stay with us, and that nobody can take this away from us, And it was a really powerful moment. So there are a lot of questions on here where people were interested in my finances. Somebody said, you've talked a lot about how your dad felt during your active addiction. How did your mom feel? I don't think she really understood it, but you have to understand that. I mean, it's a good question. My mom was in her own active addiction, so she was kind of like in the background of things. I also, like, my dad had to deal with a lot of the problems. I kind of left my mom out of that. And so unless my dad told my mom what was going on, like, she didn't really know. Plus, she was like, that was the heaviest of my mom's drinking. The same person that asked me about the home said, are you on disability and that's why you don't have a traditional job? Well, there's a lot of people that make money on social media these days. I know what you mean by a traditional job, though. No, I am not on disability. I don't even know how you do that. In fact, I have, like, one friend of mine that had to get on disability for certain issues, and it was extremely difficult for them to get on disability. I've never looked into it. I've never tried to get on disability. I don't know anything about that. I talk a lot about this in my vlog too. I've been very, very good at saving money through the years. My husband has a good income. I think people think that like he pays all the bills and whatever. I can tell you right now, I make more money than my husband does, but we're pretty equal. I mean, we pay all the bills. We split them down the middle, and then what he wants to buy and on what I want to buy, that's on us. That's how we do our bills. But we split the bills completely down the middle. He'll get a trip, I'll get a trip. You know, he'll get a dinner, I get a dinner. That's how we do our bills. YouTube has been very lucrative, and it is a very good source of sustainable income, and I'm very grateful for that, and I'm very grateful for all of you that watch my videos. You've given me this life. It's not me making the videos, it's you guys watching it. You've given me that life, you know? And a lot of people say like, well, what if YouTube died tomorrow? Listen, I'm creative, I can figure it out. You know, I'll go over to Instagram, or if I had to, I guess I go to TikTok or the Facebook Lives. I don't know, I'd figure it out, you know? I don't ever see myself going back to a traditional 9-to-5 job, though. I don't think I can. It is such a luxury job. When I hear, like, I hate the word influencers, but when I hear influencers talk about, oh, it's so hard, and I get to work from home. I get to be with my dog all day long. I can drink coffee whenever I want. I can take a walk, talk to my neighbors. I can film one video, or I can film 7 videos. I can film no videos. I can spend a whole day watching TV. We have a blessed life, you know? I get called lazy a lot, and it's interesting to me because I was like, watching somebody's video the other day, and they're like, oh yeah, I haven't put a video out in 3 weeks. I'm like, oh my god, in 3 weeks, I filmed like 40 videos. You know what I mean? And no, I don't edit. I know that. But like, you know, I feel like it's such a blessed job. But social media is a lot more lucrative. And I want to tell you this too, you know, there are ways that I could probably double my income that I don't. Like, I could really push my Cameo. I don't really push it, and I do pretty well on it. I could really come up with new merch all the time and push it. I don't think I've come up with new merch in 4 or 5 years. I never talk about my merch. You know, I could do a lot of affiliate ads. I could actually accept half of the sponsorships that I do, which I almost never do, because I'm like, I don't believe in those products. I get sent sponsorship requests for, you know, not as many as I used to, but I still do. And I could probably double my income. I could do affiliates. I mean, do you guys know how much stuff I show on my review channel, my Peter Does Stuff channel? I could do affiliate links all the time. And I've actually thought that might be one thing I might start doing, but just like one item in every video, you know? But I mean, I could do a lot of that and double my income. To be honest with you, YouTube has been good to me, you know? YouTube has been very good to me. I mean, to be able to have this place that's a free platform that you don't have to pay for, and anybody can make a video, and people can watch your videos, and they're kind to you on top of that, and then you can also make money. I mean, it's fucking unbelievable. I have an amazing life, you know? And I know in this video, I got very caught up in the negativity of the hate and stuff like that, but you guys, sometimes that's just what I'm living with behind the scenes. I wouldn't be being authentic or being genuine if I didn't share that piece with you. But the majority of the time, you know, I was talking to somebody last night on the phone, and they were saying something, and I said, we have blessed jobs. We have blessed jobs. This is a job. It is a job, you know? And I didn't say that for a long time because I felt like it took away a little bit from people watching it. I said to this person last night, I said, we have blessed jobs. Some months we make more than others. But we have the ability to make our own schedule, work from home, do whatever, take a nap whenever we want. Some days not work, some days we could not work 4 days in a row. It's a blessed life, and you guys have given me that. I don't ever miss that for a second. You guys have given me that, and I want to say I'm forever grateful for that, you know? I wanted to let you in on a little piece of what I go through behind the scenes, because sometimes it just is like, you know, a water pot boiling in the kitchen and it's just steaming everywhere and it's going off and it just won't stop. So thank you so much for watching my videos, and thank you so much for interacting with me. Let me pick one more question. A difficult question that nobody wanted to ask. Did Tanya meet my mom? Yes, Tanya knew my mom. And actually, when my mom was sick, before she went in the hospital, Tanya and I came over here several times, and Tanya brushed my mom's hair, and we read to her and things like that. That was a good question, thank you. I don't think I've ever been asked that question before. Somebody said, do you still smoke cigarettes? I do, from time to time. I don't smoke as much as I used to. This came out years ago because actually I was in Florida and I got these very threatening DMs, and there was a picture of me. My husband was going backwards on Instagram. This is kind of funny in retrospect. I was so worried about this at the time, right? And he was like, going back, walking to the beach, and I was in the background smoking a cigarette laying on the beach. And this person DM'd me, and they said, I'm going to reach out to Dustin Daly and Paige Christie and Nick Snyder, Rich Lex, all these people. If you do not come out and publicly address that you're smoking cigarettes. I mean, I was like, came on Twitter. It was not a good moment for Peter Monn. I got a little unglued. I remember talking to Dustin Daly, and Dustin was like, I just posted a picture of me smoking a cigarette. That's how I would deal with that. I was like, but girl, you can get away with some things that I can't, right? So yes, I do smoke from time to time. I will be smoking while I'm on vacation, I'm sure. That's one of the times I like to smoke. And I do a nicotine vape every once in a while. And so if you ever see me with a picture with a cigarette in my hand or a vape, I'm not trying to hide that, okay? And I'm not making excuses for it. It's, to be honest with you, probably literally the worst addiction in the entire world. But nowhere near what I used to, and I'm very proud of myself for that. So, yeah, I used to be a really heavy smoker back in the day. I mean, I talk about it in videos from here to there, but I used to be a really, really heavy smoker. I mean, I used to smoke like 2.5 packs a day years and years ago. You know, I was a heavy, heavy smoker. Okay, so... let's see, one other question. So I said, would you ever visit Pensacola, Florida? Yes, Tawny Jean loves it. I've never been there before. She loves Destin and Pensacola. Was that it? Are you happy? I am happy. The negativity gets me down sometimes, and like I said, I know making this video it'll bring it up a little bit more. But that's part of it. I actually feel better at the end of this video, having talked about it, and this is all part of my lived experience, and really sharing with you guys where I'm at. I feel really good about that. So, thank you for this opportunity, you know? Another one of the things I get to do, I get to live out loud every day on YouTube, and sometimes cry, and sometimes laugh, and sometimes get mad, and sometimes get happy. That's what it's all about, right, Charlie Brown? Anyway, thank you guys so much. I love you. And like I said, we'll be on vacation, but I will still continue to be posting from time to time. So keep on checking in. And on my vlog, I'll be posting every day, every other day, something like that. So anyway, I love you guys so much. And don't forget to use my Adam and Eve code. This is a sponsor video, which means I am getting paid for that. And all the information will be in the comment section below. I love you guys. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.